Welcome to City on a Hill Kids Church Online.
I'm Lola.
And I'm Jimmy.
Today is Father's Day, and we're going to be looking into a bit more about fathers.
But that will be after time of worship.
You already know what it is. Come on. Get your bounce. Let's let them know a little Bible story right here. Here we go. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. You are too. So let's just praise the Lord right on. Left on. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. You too. So let's just praise the Lord right on. Left on. Right foot. Father Abraham had many sons. Come on. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. Come on. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Father Abraham had many sons. Hey, many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. You too. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Nod your hands. Father Abraham had many sons. Move your hands. Many sons had Father Abraham. I see you. I am one of them, and so are you. You too. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Nod your hands. Turn around. Father Abraham had many sons. Are you turning? Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. Come on. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Nod your hands. Turn around. Hey, come on. Break it down. Come on. Hey, come on. One more time. Break it down. Hey, yeah. Put your best moves out there. Hey, come on. Move it. Dig it. Do it. Hey, you got it. Father Abraham. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. You too. So let's just praise the Lord. There's nothing better than praising the Lord. Ain't that right, y'all?
We have been talking about prayer and how to go about praying. We've been using the acronym PRAY. P-R-A-Y. P-R-A-Y. Last time we talked about the A part, which is ask. And we said that that can be divided into two. We could pray for ourselves, that's personal prayer. And the second one was intercessional prayer, when you are praying for someone else that's not you, or when you're praying into a situation. This week, we are going to continue on the same theme of intercession, that is intercessory prayer, because today is a very important day. It's Father's Day. It's a day to celebrate all our earthly fathers and those who take the role of being a father in our lives. Some examples are grandfathers, stepfathers, foster fathers, and more. When God created us, He gave each one of us a role. In the case of fathers, He made them to be our protectors, providers, our friends, and our helpers. He also made them to be leaders, teachers, friends, and people who encourage children and even the whole family. There's a verse in the Bible that says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it." But how does one train up a child? How does one teach a child? How do you know the right thing to say or the right thing to do? And how do you know when to start training? I mean, these questions can go on and on and on. And sometimes the fathers might not get it right. And that's where intercession comes in. That's when we could pray for our fathers. So they will always do right by us and also right by themselves. Let's look at a few fathers in the Bible. Noah, who we will be looking at next week. He had 3 sons who he trained up. They obeyed him and helped him to build an ark in which their mother, them, that is the 3 sons, their wives, Noah himself, and loads of animals were saved in when the floods came. Let's not forget Abraham. He had many sons. God said that he will tell Abraham his plans because he knew that Abraham will teach his children. We all know Jesus Christ, right? At least I hope we all do. Well, his mother was Mary, and God in heaven was his father. But he did have an earthly father whose name was Joseph. And Joseph did all the things that an earthly father is supposed to do for a son, for Jesus Christ. This is a good day and a good time to thank God for all our fathers, for all the things that they do for us. It's a good time to pray for our fathers. That is, it's a good time to intercede for our fathers. Of course, we do remember not everyone has an earthly father, but that's okay because guess what? God himself is our overall father. And that's the end of the story.
Happy Father's Day, any dads watching us? But now, off you go. We've got something secret to do. Right, when they have gone, look, this is a card that I thought we could make today for all of those hero dads, grandpas, uncles, stepdads, whoever you would like to celebrate this Father's Day with these medals showing all the things that your dad deserves a medal for, and inside saying, Dad, you're my hero. So, I've got a couple of these I've made already, so let's make one together. First of all, you're going to need just a white piece of paper, and this is going to be to make the ribbons that the medals hang off. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a strip of paper and use it to make our different ribbons. We're going to have them all the same width. And the width that we want them is about the same width that the medal is actually going to be. So you need to find something. I've got this pencil sharpener that you can draw around to make your medals, and we're going to use that to help us measure the width. So I'm just making the width of the ribbon just slightly narrower than that circle. So we'll draw a strip of paper, we'll cut it out, and then what you want to do is cut that up into different lengths, because the ribbons, they're all the same width but different lengths, ranging from about 6 centimeters down to about 3 centimeters. But it really doesn't matter too much, but it's just good to have variety because it's easier to see all the medals if they hang at different heights. Now, this one I made them a bit narrower and I got 5. This one I only managed to fit 4 medals. So you can decide how many you want to make. Once you've got all of those ribbons cut out, what you need to do then is colour them in. So here you can see some that I've already coloured, and you want all the designs to be like a vertical stripe design, okay? So you can use any colours, use a mix of different ones, whatever colours the person you're making the card for likes. Sometimes you might have another little pattern like some stars, but keep them as vertical stripes. Once you've got your ribbons ready, next you're going to make the medals. And this is really good if you've got some gold or silver card or paper. If you haven't, don't worry, just use what you have. You can colour it in. I've got these offcuts of silver. I don't know what I've used these for, but they're obviously left over from something. So I'm going to take, as I say, my template, and I'm going to draw around, and we obviously need as many as we're going to have medals on our card. So just draw as many circles as you're going to need, and then some of them you might just keep as a normal circle, but some of them you might want to give a fancier edge to. That one's a cross, this one is sort of more like a star. So what you can do is just around the edge of your template, draw on some extra bits so that the basic medal is the same size of circle. But there you are, you can see I've drawn on stars around the edge. So now when I cut that out, it'll look like this. So now we've got our ribbon and we've got our medal. The next part we need is this sort of little hanger which the medal hangs off, and you can see that's a little, like a squashed T shape of the same cardboard that we used to make the medal. So these need to be the same width as your ribbon. So cut out a piece of card of whatever the right kind is, of the same width as your ribbon, and then you can either cut them out individually or you might be able to cut them all out together. So I need 4, I think I'm going to be able to fit. So I'll fold it so I've got 4 bits together, and then from that I'm going to cut out this squashed T shape so they'll all come out the same. Even though it's card, it's not very thick, so I can cut 3, 4 at once. There we go, get rid of all those scraps. Then I'll need to cut these. Okay, so there we are. That's 4 little hangers that will go at the end of each ribbon that the medal will hang off like this. And then the final part that we need are these white circles on the inside, which have different qualities about the man that you're making this for, the things that he deserves a medal for. And what I did for that was I just needed a smaller circle, so I've used a glue stick and I've drawn round just on white paper, and I've cut those out and I've decorated them with just a little border. And then this time I've written a little sentence on each one. This one says, "You play with me, you help me out, you teach me things, you look after me, and you are very fun." So I've got all of these. So now I've got all the parts ready and I'm ready to assemble my card. So it's useful if you've already got a card blank like I have here, but if not, again, you can just use a piece of card and fold it over, or you can just put it onto a piece of paper and it would go up on the wall. Now, what you want to do is work out what order your medals will look good, and you don't want to have all the longs next to each other. So if you've got different lengths of ribbon, mix them up a bit. So there we are, I've got some shorts and then some longs, and they all want to go touching the top of your card. So they're in a straight line along the top. So we glue those on. And then next we'll glue on our little hangers just at the end of each ribbon. Oops, I'm doing this in a bit of a rush. Oh, I'm missing one hanger. Okay, oh well. Oh, there it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these little circles, the white circles, onto my medals before I stick them onto the card, just in case when the medals overlap, that might make it more difficult to stick these circles on. So there we are. You look after me, you teach me things, you are very fun. you help me out. But on these ones, I've got things like you're kind, you're godly, you're loving, you're generous, whatever you want to write about your dad, and whatever you can fit. You've only got a very small space to write it. Good, so once you've got your medals done, then we can stick that whole thing, onto the end of our hangers. That one's going to hang down quite a lot, so I'll put that on that shorter one. Let's put this one here. And finally this one. And there we have it. Medals fit for a hero. So, I hope you enjoy celebrating this Father's Day, and I hope you can make your dad or your grandpa or your uncle or whoever these important guys are in your life, I hope you can make them feel like heroes and thank them for the amazing things that they do by making them a card. Great! Well, enjoy Father's Day, and we will be back next week. Bye for now!
A father has lots of responsibilities. There are a lot of things that they have to do.
Yes, that's right. And it's great that we can take one day out of the year to remember them and thank them for all that they do.
Yep, they do lots of things, like being a handyman, teaching you how to fish, teaching you how to ride a bike, and also teaching you how to stand up for yourself.
That's right, Jamie. How about you guys at home? Have you thought of any things that fathers do? You know, you can make a list just like Jamie.
Yeah, but a good idea is to thank God for everything on the list. And then pray for our fathers. Think of all the good things you'd want for dads and ask God for them.
That's right. And don't forget to make that Father's Day card. That's it for this week.
Till next time, bye!